All right, 2024 is upon us. It is here. Wintertime is here. And with wintertime comes sometimes slow sales, slow business, slow profits, and not much money. Christmas time has wiped us out. We can't afford Leatherman anymore. We can't afford a $200 charge, a $100 or $150 Leatherman wave. Who knows? Prices may go up to that. And so a lot of us may want a budget multi-tool that has similar characteristics. For a little while, for a couple days, the Work Pro was just that reprieve. At $23, it had a lot of the things we liked about the Leatherman Wave. It was almost like an Ozark Trail without the quarter-inch bit driver, and it was fantastic value at $23. But those days have passed. The price went up. It's no longer available. It's gone. You can still buy it on AliExpress, but no longer on Amazon, at least not right now. So what options are there left on Amazon with a 4-inch frame that gives you a lot of value around the $30 mark? Well, I've got 5 options for you today. The first option is this Byberry, and some of you gave me flack for calling this a Felissa when I did a review, but as far as I know, they are the exact same thing, just with different names. So for those of you that concerns, this is a Byberry, but as far as I know, it is the exact same thing as the Felissa 16-in-1. This is the Byberry 17-in-1, and this is essentially a Gerber NXT suspension with a little bit reinforced frame at the $17 price point. So essentially you get a $10 off Gerber is what you're getting right here. There's a little bit of differences, but not much. So you do have spring-loaded pliers. You've got a pretty nice set of pliers right there. They meet together well. You've got the wire cutters. Got a really nice pocket clip. This will be a little bit heavier than the Gerber suspension. And then you've got nice locking tools. They're all outside accessible, which I really have come to appreciate on my multi-tools. Now, one of the cool things about this quarter-inch bit driver, or the Phillips driver right here, is that it is bit driver adaptable. You can put the adapter right there, and then you can easily use that. Then you've got the awl right here. You've got the lanyard loop holder, and then you do have a depth gauge and also a file on this side. On the other side, you do have a combo blade knife. You've got the scissors, got a very large screwdriver, flat screwdriver right there. You've got the can opener and the bottle cap lifter as well. Now, all these open, again, from the outside, and they lock as well. It's a really nice tool for that $17 mark. If you want the Felissa name, comes in at $19 for whatever reason. They just sort of switch and swap prices around. Does come in several colors, green, I think gray, black, all kinds of different nomenclatures, colors that they have that it comes in. So keep that in mind. I think that's pretty good value for the $17 price point. Now, the next one may be a little bit surprised. This is the Roxon Spark, and it comes in at $24. Now, the Roxon Flash, I believe it is, has more of a normal streamlined look to it. But I think when I'm actually carrying the two, I find this older version more comfortable to carry. So there's something about the plastic rounded handles. I do like that it has these cutters right here. They're not replaceable, unfortunately. They look like they should be, but it does have spring-loaded pliers as well. All these tools, again, open from the outside. Again, the pocket clip. You do have the ferrule rod and the whistle right here, and it fits in fairly snugly, snaps in so you don't lose this. Now on this side, you do have the saw, and again, all these tools are locking. On this side, you have the fairly gigantic knife, which locks again, and then on this side, you've got the awl. You've got this is a 2D Phillips screwdriver. Not a huge fan of that. Looks more like something you get on the Rev or the Wingman. And then you do have the can opener on the bottle cap lifter as well. These lock into place, push this button, and they do unlock as well. So pretty cool design. And I have to say that when you're carrying this, it's very, very comfortable in the pocket. Just really surprised at this. At $24, it comes in. It's a really good value, I feel like, for the money. Now, my personal favorite on the list, and actually right in the middle in terms of affordability in this list, is the Felissa. And again, Byberry has a version. Byberry calls this a 19-in-1. Felissa calls this a 16-in-1. And this comes in at $25, $26, $27, depending on what model you have. And right away, when you open this up, some of the inside tools are great. You've got, again, a locking 1/4-inch bit driver. This is a double-sided bit driver, pretty much the same as is in the Surge clones as well, very similar. And then you've got a pair of scissors. You have the can opener and the wire stripper. You've got this micro screwdriver, which comes in really handy, and this large screwdriver as well, which you could almost use as a pry bar, but you probably shouldn't. So a lot of tools right there, very useful. You do get replaceable wire cutters. And then, as you can tell by all the scrapes, I've extensively used this at work, carried this to work for a while, held up very well. You have got the knife, you've got the diamond file, you've got this file, and then you do also have the serrated blade. Again, you can tell that I used that on a lot of boxes because of the black coating scraped off. I would recommend you get this in silver, because I feel like it doesn't show up the wear and tear near as much as my black version does. So I think this is an excellent multi-tool, and personally, I like this a little bit more than the Work Pro because this has a 1/4-inch bit driver. And even though this one is, well, let's see, this one is about $3 more than this was, $25.99 instead of $23, so $2 to $3 more. I think that 1/4-inch bit driver is well worth the price. And I would definitely recommend the Felissa or the Byberry version. But again, as I mentioned, unless you want to see scratches all over your multi-tool, probably I would get that in silver. All right, next on the list, maybe a surprise. This will be the only name brand, Gerber Suspension, because all the other companies are, well, a little pricey. Now, the Gerber Suspension is still $28 on Amazon. I believe it is $50 on Gerber's website, but still $28. And I feel like this is a pretty good value. Again, this is a lot cheaper, but again, this has Gerber's warranty, so keep that in mind. And I'll let you check out Gerber's warranty. Some people say that some of their tools do have fairly good warranty, even though that's not something most people know about Gerber. Then you do have these wire cutters right here. These tools meet together very well. You've got this great pocket clip, again, locking tools. And again, we have basically everything that we saw on the Felissa. You've got the spring-loaded scissors right here. You've got this large screwdriver, can opener, bottle cap lifter, combo edge blade. On this side, you've got this great screwdriver. You've got an awl, you've got a depth gauge, and the file right there. So a whole bunch of really useful tools, again, all accessible from the outside and locking. And one of the things that I really like to use this summer, this tool for, was I think I actually have two because you can get these so cheap on eBay used. And I use these to cut through bags of sand and concrete as I was doing some patio work on my house. And so this is one of those multi-tools where you can sort of use and abuse it, and it doesn't really matter that much because you can get fantastic prices on these on the used market. $28 is really cheap, even on Amazon for a multi-tool these days, and they offer a lot of value. Now, I still don't feel like it's near as useful as the Felissa, but it is still a worthwhile deal. Now, the last one on the list is also probably one of the heaviest and the largest, the longest, but this one right here again goes under several different names. So this is known as the Byberry. I'm not sure what my actual brand that I have is. I think this might be a Byberry. It's also known as a Camping Multi-Tool 22-in-1. So whatever yours is labeled, it's probably pretty much the same thing. Mossy Oak also has put their name on some of these, so just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and open this up. And what we find is we have the replaceable wire cutters. We've got a great set of pliers again, and then we have this pocket clip as well. So this does have a couple things that I wish was on the Felissa. So you've got the pocket clip right here. You've got an outside set of scissors, which is just fantastic. These are great scissors. I really like these right here. Reminds you almost of the Leatherman Surge. Great set of scissors. And then you do have the combo blade knife right here. You do have the saw, and then you do have the file as well. Now, as I've mentioned before, the file does scrape the frame a little bit, so there are some inconsistencies in design, I guess you could say. Now, it has been a little while since I used this tool because I don't use it very often, but this one right here does have the ferro rod. This comes out, and then you have the whistle in the end like so, and then just snaps back into place. You do have the hammer on the end. You've got the glass breaker. Not a fan of that because it can scrape your hand as you're pulling it out of the pocket. You do have this 1/4 inch bit driver. I believe it's 1/4 inch. I better verify that because sometimes, well, it is on one side. So on the other side, it's probably not. So you do have that. And then of course you do have the hammer, the striking surface on the bottom. So this does have a couple things that some of these other tools don't. For instance, you get a really nice pocket clip where the Felissa doesn't. Got a really nice set of scissors, which the Felissa doesn't. My perfect tool is off of AliExpress, which is the Day of Camping DL1. And that has the pocket clip and the outside scissors and essentially the same setup, which I think is fantastic. But this is a great tool. This comes in at $33. Again, that's with your 10% off coupon, but I feel like that is a great value. A lot of people will love those outside scissors, and some people do sort of file this down a little bit so it's not quite as pokey, and it just turns out to be a really great tool. Well, I hope this has helped you. These are some options, since this has disappeared, that I think are pretty good for the budget-minded multi-toolist. I hope this helps you in your shopping.